Hi guys, welcome to
Table Talk Tuesday.
This is a good one. I've been waiting for this.
I ain't waiting on it. I ain't waiting on it. She excited. I ain't excited. What we talking about? Well, you tell. I don't know.
We're talking about Valentine's Day. Special edition of Table Talk just for y'all.
I'm not excited.
Well, I'll start. So, you guys, it's a lot of things just floating in the air. We're going to bring them all down to one concise point. Valentine's Day. Is it about just the woman? I'm going to ask these questions to my partner because he really doesn't want to talk about this today. So, I'm just going to probably have to ask all the questions and we're going to go from there. So, should it be just for the woman?
Should it be just for the woman?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
Because if we're celebrating Valentine's Day about love, you're telling me that I'm only celebrating my love for you and you're not celebrating your love for me because you may feel that you shouldn't have to. Mm-hmm. And if we're celebrating love, which both parties should be given, why should Valentine's Day be just for one person? That doesn't make. First off, I'm against Valentine's Day, period.
We didn't ask you that yet. You're jumping the gun.
But with that being said, it shouldn't be just about the woman. It should be about, if you're going to do it, it should be about, I love you, you love me. Let's creatively show each other how much
we love. I like that. I never heard a spin on it like that before. I like that. I can respect that. The next thing is kind of like an addendum or like a sub-point to that. So then who should ask, will you be my Valentine? Since it's not just for the woman, like who should ask?
First off, if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't have to be asked.
Well, assuming that you're not.
So if you're not in a relationship, I think socially, of course, it's just like who proposes. Okay. Of course, it should be the man. Will you be my Valentine? I think I've grown up in the saying that men are the predators, women are the prey, but I do think, in a sense, because women should be chased. You're worthy of being chased if you are about quality. Men chase quality, and you know how much people invest in you by their chase. Okay. But I do think once that has been addressed, then it goes to, okay, you're my Valentine's Day. We've addressed that. I care. You're not gonna tell nobody you don't want to be a Valentine. Yeah. So obviously you have some sense of, I kind of like this person. Okay. I like them. Then it goes back to the first question.
Okay. The next question is Christopher. I almost called you your Facebook name. Hosey. What is your beef with V-Day?
My beef with V-Day is, I'm a make it one little package. Okay. Be real big. My biggest beef with Valentine's Day is just like my beef with Christmas. Okay. It's no longer, it's just a holiday to flood money into the economy and not a holiday based off of the genuine meaning. Okay. And then that's one. The second thing is I feel like Valentine's Day has become, Valentine's Day is just retarded. I'm just going to keep it out there. Because for me, I understand that people, why do you have to have out of 365 days, you got one day, February 14th, as a reminder. You better have been showing your girl you love her, because if you haven't, the 14th is your day. And I feel like, for me, it takes away from people being creative year-round, because they feel like, I'll just be creative on this day. I believe if you're going to be creative once a month, do it once a month for 12 months. I understand finances is tight. Valentine's Day is that one day you can show your woman you love her, but you don't break up and make up over just Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is not the pinnacle of your relationship. You need to be consistent, because consistency is what keeps people with you. And if you're only consistent on Valentine's Day, I have a problem. I have a real big problem, because I hear so many women say, my man just ain't doing what he used to do when we first got together. My man ain't, being who he used to be. And men feel obliged. Well, I show her love on the 14th. It's like I'm obligated to give you a gift on the 14th. And you shouldn't be obligated to love nobody. It should just be something you do. And I feel like Valentine's Day is forcing you to show love. I'm forced to be creative. If you love somebody, you shouldn't have to be forced to do anything. You know, if you're in a relationship with me, I'm gonna show you love consistently. I'm gonna do something for you, maybe not extreme, but I'm gonna do something to show my love for you, weekly, monthly, you know, all the time. I just don't like Valentine's Day. That's my beef with it. It's become just a day to market and not a day to love.
Okay, so you all know that Kris likes to push my buttons, cut me off, you know, all these sort of things. You all know the trends because y'all watch episode. So did you have a bad experience with Valentine's Day?
Never had a bad experience. It's just as I got older, and for me, as I got older, I wasn't the richest person.
Okay.
And when Valentine's Day came around, it's more about how much money you have. Mm-hmm. So for me, I feel like when you're in the struggle makes you creative. Okay. So I was very creative on Valentine's Day. Okay. But then I started to feel as I grew older, not having a Valentine's Day, I started to really pay attention to it, and I felt like it wasn't something people was doing for genuine love. It's like a competition. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not only is it a competition, it's like I take you out, I spend $200 on you, and the next day we going back into the same problems we had before. It's like nothing is ever fixed. It's Valentine's Day is just the scapegoat from all the issues you've done wrong before, or all the issues we going through, and to show you I care about you. Like, you being building with someone, I'm sure, because I know him, he shows you how much he cares for you constantly. Mm-hmm. So if he didn't celebrate Valentine's Day, you probably will only be frustrated because it's something you think you deserve because everybody else around you is having Valentine's Day. Because if he didn't do it on the 14th, on the 15th, he's still going to show you that same love that he did on the 14th. Maybe just not as creative. Mm-hmm. So I don't see the purpose in it. It has no purpose.
My next question. This is good, people. I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. So you need to tell me if you're dating a young lady that you wouldn't give her anything for Valentine's Day?
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that you did. I'm asking you the question.
I would.
You cut me off. Did y'all see that?
You didn't let me finish my sentence.
I wasn't done. The question though.
The question was done. Anywho, I would get her a gift because I'm humble enough to submit to the fact that even though I don't agree with it, if that makes you happy, then I'm all for it. It's not something that it's not a deal breaker. It's not something I'm going to break up with you for because you want to celebrate it. It's just something I don't agree with. I'm just something that if you were to call me and say, babe, I don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day either because, you know, our money not tight, I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't miss Valentine's Day. If we skipped over, I wouldn't miss it. If you woke up and said, baby, I love you, you went to work, I went to work, I wouldn't miss it. But if you want to celebrate it because I know it's important to you, and my goal is to always make you happy, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make you feel happy. You know, it's just that I just care less about the day.
You guys know that I love Kris. Kris knows that I love Kris. So he knows that this is being said with love. Partner, what it seems like to me is that, you know, you feel as if you cannot celebrate Valentine's Day because it has to do with money.
No.
And my challenge to you is be creative. If money is tight, because this is something you kept saying, if money is tight, okay, so be it. But be creative. Allow your creative juices to flow. But don't say because this day has become so commercialized and this day, you know, shouldn't be the only day that you go over and beyond to show your love for somebody. I mean, we have numerous days throughout the calendar that we could say that. We're not going to celebrate Easter because we should be... see? Cut him off. Now y'all see this and stuff I just be making up. We're not going to celebrate Easter because we should celebrate the resurrection of Jesus every single day. I mean, you know, you're going to... If you're a believer, you're going to go to church on Easter. Kris goes to church on Easter. He celebrates. I'm sure he don't just sit there with his hands like this on Easter Sunday. So therefore, he celebrates it. So my whole thing is, don't allow what people have created this day to be to take away from the specialness of it. Just like somebody's birthday. Okay, somebody's birthday, they could go cash out and do all this other kind of stuff. You may not be able to cash out on your birthday. That doesn't mean you shouldn't celebrate it. And other holidays that we have across the calendar, the same thing. So, you know, that's my take on
I think
how you feel about V-Day.
First off, Valentine's Day has nothing to do with, for me, the money being the main thing. It's an issue, but it's not, from the way you stated it, it's not the main issue, because I'm a very creative person, period. What I have planned and had planned when I had Valentine's Day gift has surpassed what many dudes have spent hundreds on, because I'm just creative by nature. So the creativity is not the issue. You know, like it's more or less that if I'm going to celebrate something, I'm going to do it all the time. Love is something that should be celebrated all the time. And when we go back, let's go back to these different holidays. Love, February 14th has no foundation. It's built off of, we're going to say it's love, and taken to the extreme and been broken down to, oh, Valentine's is only a woman's day. Well, I didn't know that was just a woman's day. Other things like your birthday is your birth. That's more important than Valentine's Day. Where did that originate from? I'm sure it didn't originate from somebody saying, I love you, let's select one day to show you I love you. If so, then I would say, that makes sense, but it didn't. St. Valentine, if I'm not mistaken, like the massacre and things like that, I think Valentine doesn't have a strong root. Everything you just said has a strong root. I like to say the resurrection. Of course, I'm going to celebrate that just like I do every day. I thank God. But I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to go to church like I go to church all the time. Birthdays, it's your birth. Like, once again, I don't do big on, like, my birthday either. So I guess for me, I don't do big on a lot of holidays, because the way people make it as important, it's not that important. Like, I'm going to do something for my birthday because it's my birth, you know. But it's been plenty birthdays I did nothing. It's been plenty Christmases where I did nothing. But Valentine's Day is just one of those days. It's been so diluted. All the other holidays, Thanksgiving, it's about spending time with family. Like, that's beautiful. Love, Valentine's Day is it's not rooted in love no more. It's not rooted in love. It has so many sub things. Everything else has a root. Thanksgiving, spending time with family. Christmas, spending time with family. Birthday, my birth. Easter, they just put a title and say call it Easter with some little bunny. But the other thing is resurrection. The resurrection. Where's the root for February 14th? Where did it originate, and what's the birth of it? And that's just my thing. I don't think it should. It's just being overly popular for no reason. It's popular for no reason. Why is it popular? If you can tell me why is Valentine's Day so popular, and why we must celebrate Valentine's Day, then maybe I change my mind.
I'm not saying that it's a must, nor am I saying that I know all the answers to how it originated. Just like the origination of Thanksgiving is not family. That's not the reason why they originally started celebrating Thanksgiving. It was about pilgrims. Had nothing to do with spending time with family. So a lot of things have changed with time and culture and space and region and so forth and so on. I do think Valentine's Day is about love. Kris didn't ask me no questions. Why? Because he's bitter about Valentine's Day. So he didn't even ask me. I'm okay with that. You know, I just want y'all to know that I believe in Valentine's Day. I think you should celebrate it. I've had bad experiences with Valentine's Day. But, you know, I'm not going to hold that against what happened in the past. Just going to move forward. We're going to ask you guys to like, share, comment. Please comment on this one, because this was a juicy one. And Kris just talked the whole time. Which is okay, you know. That's how we set it up. But
hold on, let's rewind that part so we'll make sure Kris ain't the problem. Well, she did say we're gonna ask Kris the questions. I'm gonna have to ask him. Let's start from the beginning. But we love y'all. Deuces.
Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.
Boo. Love her every day.